I'm going to tell you a story about one of my experiences in California. When I first moved to San Diego, I lived in a house with a bunch of friends, and that fall of 1983, I believe, late in November, I looked out in the garden and I saw all sorts of leftover peppers. Most of them were jalapenos. But they were beautiful with all their colors and reds and yellows, and I didn't want to let them go to waste, so I thought I could just, pluck them all and freeze them in a bag in the fridge. And that way, when it was colder in the winter, I could use them to make my chili. So I went ahead and I picked all my peppers, washed them off, patted them dry, and I tried to figure out how I was going to go about doing this. I decided I was going to chop off the stem to start off with, and while I was doing that, I figured I might as well de-seed them too. So I went to work cutting them in half and taking off the stems and the seeds, and had a big pile of them. And I was in the middle of cutting one of them when I realized my hands had started to feel kind of hot. I didn't really know what might be the problem, so I decided to go wash them and went right back to do more. But it just increased. And it was getting to the point where I couldn't ignore it either. So I went ahead and I washed my hands again, used soap and water. I used a good scrub brush to really try to get them clean. I dried them off, and that did not do the trick at all. It just burned. And I had to think about it and decided that maybe a good idea would stick them in ice water. So I went ahead and I filled a bowl full of ice water and stuck my hands right in there, and whew, it felt so much better. I sat there for about an hour or so until I was sick of keeping them in the water. I figured it had to be long enough. So I took them out, dried my hands off. As mentioned, whew, that was not a good idea to put some lotion on there at all. So I had to wash them all over again, stick them back in the ice water. I waited for one of my friends to finally come home, and I was like, what should I do? I was cutting some peppers, and my hands are on fire. What should I do? And we decided the best idea was to call the urgent care and talk with one of the nurses. So my friend called, and while I was sitting there with my hands in the ice water, this has been like 3 or 4 hours since I started, and my fingers have become like shriveled little raisins. So I wait, and finally my friend says the suggestion from the nurse was to use meat tenderizer. I thought that was a really wacky idea. I use it to make my meat nice and tender, but for my hands when they're burning, alright, I guess, go ahead and try it, but that wasn't a good idea in the least. It made it even worse, and I stuck my hands right back into the water. 5, 6 hours later, I'm still sitting there. Body's so tired from just, sitting there all day. And I really wanted to go to bed, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. And finally I had a brilliant idea. I decided to put a little nightstand with the bowl of water at the foot of my bed, and I decided to sleep with my feet near the headboard. So I was backwards and just had my arms right over my head into that water. So I woke up maybe about like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I thought maybe I had done it. Maybe it'd be better. But no, as soon as I dried my hands up, it went right back to the burning sensation. I stuck them right back in the bowl and fell back asleep. When I finally woke up in the morning, it was so much better. And let me tell you right now, that the next time I cut peppers, I did not use my bare hands. I always use rubber gloves now to protect myself.